Getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Uh, yeah, I think we're live. Turn on the torch, light up the flame. Time to melt some glass, my
We're not.
friends. Bang, bang, boom, boom, pop. Uh-oh, I'll see if we're. Um, oops, I forgot to
Stop.
check to see. No, we're not live yet. Wait a minute. There we are.
Now we're live.
We're
We're
actually
live
we're
right now.
we're on the screen. My daughter and my son Brian, my daughter Amber and my son Brian are here with me today, and
Okay,
we
that's
I
are
got
just sitting here chatting and having a good time at the fourth. I've also got open sort of like requests going on. Anybody who wants to
Independence Day, not the
has
fourth. Ethan said.
what?
Ethan said Independence Day, not the fourth.
Well, happy Fourth of July, Independence Day to whoever then. Ethan or whatever. Ethan's got to be the stickler. Let him be the stickler. But I'll say Fourth of July any day of the year. Um, okay. Any quick request, Amber or Brian, that you'd like to see me
an
make,
American
and
flag.
then we'll go from there. Huh? What?
A TARDIS. A
A
TARDIS.
TARDIS?
An American flag.
American flag. Now, you guys are getting comma-maclated on me. Come on now.
How about the flag from Iwo Jima?
What the heck?
Yeah, Ethan. Why don't you? Yeah, that's Ethan's
You
for
guys
you.
have any requests, Caitlin or Caden?
American flag.
Caitlin?
Independence Day.
Caitlin wants a peace sign.
Peace sign. Now that I can do.
Okay, back up.
America.
So,
Yeah.
peace sign one. We're doing peace sign.
One peace sign. Hello,
Catherine.
Beth. Nice to see people showing up.
Yeah, I can't see it. Oh. Hi, Beth.
You're the latest who have
Hi.
one of the latest subscribers in my YouTube video, YouTube uh, established stuff. Ace Glass. Found your
Ooh.
vids on YouTube. Been watching them the last few days. Nice work. Thank you, Ace Glass. I
Yep.
try my best and I try to be who I am and try to teach what
I'm
I know.
stuck. Dragon.
That's the basic way to think about it.
I'm not even in the
Um,
spot. Move it.
now, I'm going to lock the screen. You guys are going to be in the small lower corner for a while, but you can say things and also
Where was
narrate
my
for me.
backpack?
Um, I'm going to do this peace sign real quick.
Oh my God. Run.
Can you tell it's already looking like a peace sign, right? Right.
Totally.
Yeah, I can really see.
I'm still wearing that necklace that I
What's
kind of
that?
stole. I'm still wearing that necklace that I kind of stole from you.
You didn't steal anything from me as long as I was there and I gave it to you.
Okay, then never mind.
Bang, boom, pop, LOL.
Well, it's 4th of July, so.
You named
And
the video that?
Yeah.
that's what I named it at this point. And then once I say what was in the video, then I will go back and edit to that extent. Yeah, from my kids and their guest, they wanted to see a peace sign. Actually, they wanted to
What's
see a
that?
flag of the TARDIS and the flag and and point in time. So the peace sign sounded a whole lot easier.
I'm still.
From Scotland, okay.
Ooh.
Ace Glass is from Scotland.
I
That's
have
a
a.
good
I have
idea.
a. I have a.
Yeah, we're showing our independence from you guys, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
No,
do
it's
two peace
Scottish. This
signs.
one's Scottish. We didn't get independent.
Yeah, I'm gonna do two peace signs. This one is going to be a solid backing peace sign. Matter of fact, I'm gonna basically start from scratch. I'm gonna do a dichro peace
Whoa.
sign.
LU.
Sparkly glittery in the back of it. First, we're going to get a hold of some. Sorry about the wind blowing in my microphone. I got a fan blowing on me behind me.
That Ethan has a request.
What?
A cannon.
Oh yeah, we'll get there.
Mhm.
Says we'll get there.
I'll see what I can do about that. I definitely will. I think I can do a cannon for him, but not right now.
Aiden, we do not need an echo of what's going on.
I want to see it.
What?
So you're making a peace sign.
You want to see it? You
Yeah,
can see
I'm going to be
it now.
making a peace sign with diacrylic glass behind it to make it nice and sparkly glittery. And this one's going to be a solid disc.
Oh,
This one's going to be a solid disc one where basically the
For your dad.
whole peace sign is
For that. You already is awesome.
he
the whole peace
has
sign.
594 subscribers.
The whole peace sign is solid, and then the diacrylic is going to be behind it, so it'll just be nice and sparkly glittery.
Because we're on there.
Here we go. We're going to heat this up and press in the diacrylic. Film side up, going into the glass. Don't forget that, people. You put the film side down, and you're going to burn it practically every stinking time. But the film side up and press it in. You've already got yourself a buffer zone between you and the
Camera.
actual glass, dichro glass.
Camera.
Okay, I'm gonna do some. I think it's green exotic on top of it.
Camera. Caitlin,
I mean,
camera.
on the back.
Hi.
Are we having fun back there, guys?
What?
Are we having fun back there?
Yeah.
We don't get
Oh,
to
yes.
Glassville. That's not having fun.
I know. So this is your type
I
of
can't see
fireworks for
anything.
the night, right?
We can't see any.
Happy 4th, Athena. That's nice
Oh,
to
that'd be
see that.
cool. That'd be a good idea.
A firework.
Yeah,
What?
try to make like an explosion of firework and a marble.
That I will work on, but not tonight. How's that sound?
This
I
is
can do it.
I mean, for this. You just asked me this like 2 minutes ago.
Okay,
Enjoy.
I can do it, but it's going. The implosion, literally, the implosion will take a little while.
He said he can do it, but he won't do it now.
You can't hear anything. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? You guys can hear me. Can the people in the audience hear me? I don't know about that. On the video,
You know.
on the
Ah!
in the chat room. I mean, on YouTube, they can hear me.
They can hear you now.
Okay.
See,
Being a
I wonder
doctor
what the
who
problem was.
is,
Okay, I wonder what the problem was.
and the dollars. Oh.
I felt like that guy doing the Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now? Good. Thank you, thank you. Okay, now I've got the dichro on here, and I'm going to flatten this disc out a little bit more so. Pretty.
Not alive, You have an owl. That hurt my no, get off there.
What?
I'm
not hurting you.
I'm just
physically. Get off. I'm hurting you.
Guys, no fighting. No fighting.
Guys, if you're going to fight, go in another room. We don't need the arguments going on. This is a show.
I'm not disappointment to my dad.
Break it up.
Nice.
Break it up, YouTube.
Oh, her phone is acting up.
The phone was acting up. Okay. Cool. I'm glad that it was a simple effect and not a
Yeah.
complex one. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we've got the dichro looking halfway decent on the back of this thing.
Okay, here's face phone.
Okay.
You just appear in the background.
I'm going to now add just clear, because the dichro itself will come throughout the whole piece anyway. But I'm going to add a nice ring and the peace sign, and I'm going to have to kick this down a notch or two. Let's kick it down. Get in there. There we go.
I can jump on your sim, but this is interrupting my thing for it.
What's interrupting your what? Huh? Never mind.
I was trying to get something on Unison League, but this is fine.
It's a game.
Yeah,
Oh, you're playing a game. That'd be that way.
I was. I was. I was until I got that call from you.
Okay. I finally got my
Athena said,
torch. Great. Great to hear that, Athena.
Wait.
Ordering my kiln tonight. So excited. That's a good thing. Have you turned on your torch yet, Athena? And played with it? And what type did you finally get? I think you told us, but I for those that didn't weren't on that show,
especially your kids.
what's that?
I was doing the Akinator and they didn't have you on there. Sadly.
Okay, we got the round disc going on, and now I'm adding the parts to the peace sign. It's simple when you got it on a disc to begin with. You just got to make sure that you've got the flame
Poke eyes out.
not too high and not too low, so that you can add the impression, add the glass on top of, and fuse it on without it melting in. That's the fun part. Okay, okay. Now we're going to add a bail on the top. She got a red max. That's cool. You'll get a lot of variety out of that one. Isn't that like the one that you said your son had that you have already played with? I believe that was some of the conversation. Or is it a totally different torch? Okay. Now the other style of peace sign that I'm going to do real quick after this is nothing but a loop type peace sign. It's all going to be not solid on a solid disc. It's all just going to be a ring loop and the peace sign itself, which is even a little harder to do, believe it or not, because putting it on solid like I just did, it was like boom, I'd had it done before I even knew what I was doing. But with the ring, you got to concentrate a little bit, just a little bit, to get it right. Okay, looking for, and it's not, oh, there it is. Graphite rod, never hurts to have. Sam one, okay.
Really no view.
Okay, now we've got the loop on this thing.
That's
I'm going to
channel.
warm it out a little.
Oh, who's on my hair? Creepo.
We're getting frustrated here.
Frustrated. Like my thing there.
It's like flustered and frustrated at the same time. Frustrated.
That's what that means.
No, I just came up with that word. Frustrated.
Bright futures. Bright
I'm
future.
not a dog. You
Bright
scooch over.
future. Bright future.
Oh,
Scooch over.
Here,
I'm
get
not a dog. Well, I don't want to smoosh the phone.
I don't care.
okay.
It's Cadence.
Athena has to go inside of a store, so okay. Now, now the other style, which I talked about, I'm going to use. I think this is about 3mm rod, right here, solid, and I'm going to go ahead and make the loop to begin with. And basically, what you got to do is roll it around until it comes back onto itself. And you got, depending upon how big you really want the peace sign, is how big you make the loop.
How many people are watching?
How many?
I don't know how many people are watching. I'm checking 2 watching, which including myself and
Me.
yeah. So that's
2
sad.
watching. No, there's
Yeah.
more than that. There's got to be.
It says 2 watching on my thing.
Oh well.
Shit. I'll
You
refresh.
can't refresh.
That sucks. Let me just come back to it then. Oh,
Oops,
now
there it
5
went.
watching. Okay.
See, I knew there
Now
were more than that. There had to be.
watching. So
All
there's
right,
actually
Rachel.
3 people watching because mine is you. Because you have to take away me, you and me.
Well, that's okay. There's people watching. That's the main thing.
Yeah, we found that out. Beth, we just found that out. I didn't refresh my phone.
Beth sees 5. Yes, that's about right. I mean, but I'm on. I'm in the chat room also reading the people's chat, and my daughter's in there checking to see what goes on too, which is a cool thing. And then
Yeah.
you guys are out there. Now I've got the ring. That's going to be the outer ring for the peace sign itself. I've
Shouldn't it?
also got, and I will use uh, some more 3 millimeter. Actually, I might even have something a little thinner than that. Yeah, well, no, this is all 3 mil. So I'm going to use the 3 mil, and what I'm going to do is now add the 3 mil to make the peace sign design on it.
Okay.
Of course, you make one line to go halfway all the way around, making sure it's welded in well. And now we do the 2 forks.
That's a wallpaper from George.
What's that?
Just talking to Caden and Caitlin.
There we go. 2 forks.
Sometimes I feel like I'm
And then,
No.
all I have to do is add the bail or the loop. I call it a loop myself because it basically what it is. Bail is just one of the definitions that uh, beaters and glass blowers have put on it.
Forgot about that.
And tilt it over. You heat it and let it sort of drop in on itself, and then seal it together well. There we go. Where is that coming from? Somebody's got a echo going on. Amber,
I turned mine down.
I can still hear it.
You can?
Yeah.
your outfit for your game.
Hey, I just bought the outfit from with
I have 2. I know I have 1.
Jim.
Okay.
I have
Tap it off. Fire polish, and now we've got one more of those. Amber, could you try to put that on mute, please?
What?
Put your speaker on mute or whatever it was. Okay. Now, any request? Give me something that you'd like to see done, and I'll see what I can do. And I will work on a cannon, and I will work on the
Real quick,
fireworks and the marble.
real
Um,
quickly, do any of my friends, do any of the friends in this room want to have
yeah,
any requests?
requests. The flag is a little, American flag is a little complicated between the stars, the stripes, the colors. I don't have them.
Red, white, and blue heart. At least with red, white, and blue and a heart.
I could probably do something like that. I've been watching your videos for about a week. I just
Well,
starting out, and your videos are so helpful. Thank you. That's Bethany, Beth talking. Thank you, Beth. I know that you just recently subscribed too. Um, I take an approach to my glass, very uh, very I guess you could say basic approach, and you can take it from there. I sort of give you a baseline to start with, and I know that there are so many more methods and so many more ideas that everybody can put together to make a great something that even greater than what I show you guys how to do. Let's just put it that way. I've been doing glasswork since 1982 and enjoying every minute of it because it's a way of manipulating material that most people look at and say, that's the only way it's going to be. And I take it and make it into anything I want it to. Now, the very first time I sat down in front of a torch, I said, I'm going to make an elephant. And all I did was make a big blob.
No.
But now, many years later, I can say, I'm going to make an elephant,
Who fighting me was.
and I can make it into an elephant.
Dad,
Yes.
Brian's friend has a request.
Okay, what's the request?
Wait
A
up.
skull.
A skull. Okay, I can do that. Let me get the elephant done, and then I'll go right into a skull. Sounds like a plan?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, we got the trunk going on. Always put the trunk up. That's that good luck thing that everybody looks forward to. If you have the trunk down, they don't like it too much. Sorry about that, folks, but that's just the way life is. And then you got the ears. Oops, I stuck it right to the side here. Let's see if we can fix that. Let that round in. There we go. Can't even tell it was there. Now to press the ears. Squeeze. And squeeze. Almost didn't do it in time. You got like a couple of second window at this size range before it freezes on you. So make sure you learn your parameters of your glass. I only got to work on it for a couple of days and I got bad propane regulator. That's sorry to hear that. Placement tomorrow. Plan to be in the studio all day. Cool. Don't forget to make sure you've got ventilation and plenty of water to drink because it's hot outside. Okay. Speaking of which, I bought something to drink. Ah, thanks for reminding me. Okay, put the tail on. Now, the very first time I did elephants, the way I learned how to put the legs on, because I couldn't put individual legs on, was I took and just drew them on the end of the. Now, watch this. I literally heated up and added 4. Count them now. 1, 2. Amber, you guys still there? You got kind of quiet. I guess something happened there. Something froze or whatever. 3, and then 4. And that would be. Then what I do
Sorry,
is I
we just
go.
needed the thing so you couldn't hear our conversations. So it
That's
wasn't
fine. That's fine. That's fine. I
annoying.
just you got a lot quiet, and I wanted to make sure you were still there. And then what I do is I heated up the bottom of that and pressed it down, and it looks like the elephant is on a ball, or the elephant is standing. And I also have done it that way, and then put a ball underneath it, so it looks like the elephant standing on a ball, which works out pretty cool. Um, just one way to get around some of your ceiling problems sometimes. Never hurts to have 5 different ways to doing it and 10 minutes to do it all in. Okay, gracious. Now it better stand up. I'm not picking it up with my fingers. I'm sorry. I know better. Okay, now I've got to shift it just a little bit further back. And that's easy. You learn where the center of gravity is on things, and it helps. All right, Graceful. Let's make this work. Ah, I take you from beginning to end on every single piece, even if it takes me 3 times longer sometimes. All right. There we go. Yay, it's standing up. Now, skull coming up. It's not going to be very big, but it's going to be a skull. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let's make it glow. Just a second here. I'm checking to see. Yeah, we still got about 2 or 3 people watching. That's a good thing. Now, this is Illuminati glass that I'm using right now. That's the stuff that you put under a black light and it glows green. Right? Right. Now I'm going to make this not very big. Matter of fact, I need to make it a little bit bigger. Add a little bit more. There we go. Add a little bit more flame than what I've been playing with. I've been using very small flame to do some of the smaller things that I've been doing. Now, this isn't going to be very big, but it is going to do the job. And I say that. Matter of fact, I'd make a nice round ball like I did and tilt it. And of course, if you look at this right now, the basic skull pattern is already showing because this is the back encasement of the skull. That's the back encasement of the skull right here. And this is the front where the teeth and the nose and the eyes go, right in this general area. Okay? Are you with me so far? Good. Let's see if we can make anything out of this. I flattened it a little bit towards the front here, and I'm going to roll it back and forth. Press it in a little bit more. There we go. That's to give it brow ridges and a front. And now let's see if we can poke some eye holes in it. Or something like it. No, that didn't work. Let's see here. I guess we can use the scissors. There we go. And now the nose cavity. Again, you only got a little bit of time to work with these things before they become not pliable anymore. I'm really trying to concave a little bit. Now with that, I'm going to add more on top of it. Have I got what I'm looking for? Oh yeah, but it's of course on a thin stalk and I'm going to have to stretch it out, but we'll get there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to stretch out some cane really quick to do some more detail on the front of this skull. That should about do what I want for the detail. It looks like people are starting early on the fireworks. It's almost dark here, not quite. Now I'm going to do the brow. And that gave the skull a lot more detail where the hole sockets were. I'm giving him more of a Cro-Magnon brow. Okay. Sealing it in well. Taking the scissors and flaring it out a little bit more. Oh yeah, that put a nice cavity for where the eye sockets will go. Now to flare out the nose cavity just a little bit. And then I'm going to put a connection on the top where I'm going to put the loop or the bail, like so. Nice connection. And then I'm going to work on the teeth, and no, I'm not going to put a jaw on it. I'm just going to do the front teeth, and that's it. There we go. Again, I will show pictures of this. I'm almost through with this guy. Oh yeah, we're getting into the fireworks here. There's people firing off a few things. There we go.
Dad, you're lucky with the fireworks.
Huh?
You're lucky with the fireworks.
Can you hear him?
No, we can't use fireworks at Grand Plaza. We're
Oh,
not
that's
allowed
no
to
problem.
use them.
I know. I understand where you're at. That's no problem there.
Sucks. I want to watch fireworks.
Oh, what? My fireworks aren't enough for you?
I wonder if Ethan could at least just buy me and Brian sparklers.
There we go. And I'm going to leave it at that. It's got some teeth on the upper jaw. And that's the best I could do on short notice for a skull.
His house.
And again, I will put it under a black light and show you how green it fluoresces afterwards. Okay, people? That's the best I could do on short notice with that one. Any other request? Give me an idea what you'd like to see done, and I'll do it.
American flag.
Brian, he said
Told
no.
you. Come on. That'd be like me asking you, do the square root of pi unto the last digit right now.
7.
To the last digit, meaning you've got to keep going until.
3.1415926543543.
And that's a no, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to ask you again to do it?
No.
Oh, come on. I know you can.
Beth says, could you do a wine bottle for Ace Glass?
Okay, I can do. Oh,
Oh,
I
have
didn't
you
see
made the
that.
Holy Grail yet? Have you made the Holy Grail?
The Holy Grail? I haven't made a Holy Grail, but I made some mini goblets. Okay, I can do a little wine bottle. A little bottle. I'm going to do a tiny mountain. Let me see. Do I have enough Mountain Dew? And if I have, no, I guess I've got to do it out of Boro. Oh, well.
After that,
I'm going to have to do it out of.
after that, can you do
tiny
a
bottle. What's
Dad.
that? Yes.
After that, can you do a cross a cross necklace like
A cross necklace. Yes, I can do a cross.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. First, we're going to do a little wine bottle. And here, let's see. Tubing. Let's get the tubing handy here. And I'm going to fume this with silver after the fact. But it's going to look like a little wine bottle.
Leaving.
That sound like a plan? Okay.
What?
First thing you do with a wine bottle.
I'm being left all alone. All my friends leaving, and Brian's going over to Jonathan's with his friend.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, guys.
So now I'm all alone.
No, you're not. I'm with you. For another 5-10 minutes at least. Then I'll hang up. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. This is a little wine bottle. I'm going to actually make it and put a stopper in the top. I'll do it. I wouldn't say ground glass stopper, but a glass stopper. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Make it complicated on myself. Okay, I'm going to flatten the bottom. Probably flatten the bottom one more time later on. I'm holding it with a punty at the moment to do the bottle. Now I'm trying to make it a little bit more elongated. I was going to do sort of like a round little vase bottle, but I'm going to do a bottle. Okay, now we're going to narrow this down to do the neck of the bottle. Whatever you're doing, you got it right next to the microphone, girl. It's crunching all over the place.
Well, I don't have anything by me, so.
Now I'm narrowing this down and making it really, really thin, and then I'm going to blow it out. That only comes with time and practice, people. It doesn't come overnight. Well, some people it will come overnight. That's the thing about. There are some people who are savants in many directions. So, congratulations if you're able to. Now I'm sort of putting a lip on the bottle, and the more of a lip that you put on there, the stronger the actual bottle will, well, the rim of the bottle will be. I'm going to try to round it and make it flat on the top of the bottle. And now I'm going to see if I can't make a stopper to go in on the top of this. And then we'll fume the whole thing after the fact. Let's fire polish the bottom again and flatten it. A little bit more. There we go. Nice and sturdy. And now the fun part begins. I'm going to try to do a stopper for it. Now the stopper, I'm going to try to see if it won't fit to begin with. Oops, I guess I need to have it so that I can bring it together. Find out how big it is. Needs it a little bit bigger and rounder. And then I'll taper it a little bit and then try to put it inside the bottle itself. Okay. Yeah, it needs to be tapered a little bit. Yeah, with fireworks are beginning here. We have a few people in this neighborhood who really like to go all out on fireworks.
Yeah, I remember. I remember when we were doing fireworks.
That's still warm. Dang it. I got an idea. Yeah, we had some fireworks at one time too. When I worked at the dump, somebody brought a whole parcel load of them in. Oh, that worked. Nice. I forgot about my grappling thing, so it worked. I'm so used to doing it without one, and I forgot that I had it. So, but this will work. Narrow this down just a little bit more. On the taper. And sort of snug it in. Nope. Needs to be narrowed down just a little bit more. I flared it out just too much. And now it's one of those difference between a micromillimeter, believe me, between having it right and having it wrong. Okay, now let's see if we got that now. Yeah, it'll go in. And I'm going to leave that with that. And now I'm going to make a little, let's see, what could I put on the very, very top of this stopper? Any request? I could do a nice round ball. I could do A little animal. What type of animal would be good on the top of this thing? Amber, you still there?
Yeah, I am.
What was it that they wanted me to do after the bottle? I forgot.
A cross.
A cross. Yeah, I can do that. I got an idea. A little tiny hummingbird.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Okay, there's the body to the hummingbird. Here's the head. Now I'm going to do some wings. I did a hummingbird yesterday on the show.
Mm.
This will add to it. Miniatures are one of my favorite things to do. I've always enjoyed doing the smaller things, and it's stuff you can do with even just a propane torch and make small things and make them so that they're usable. As you can see, there's the tail to this hummingbird, and now the little beak. I'm not going to put any eyes on it. I should, but I'm not going to. And heat up the beak, pull it out, and we got a little tiny hummingbird on the top of that. Is that pretty or what? Now, any other requests? I've got another little while that I can do things, people. It's not set in stone, as it were, like last night. And we got one bottle with a hummingbird stopper. Good evening, Crazy. Nice to see you there. Yeah, that's looking good. And practical. That's the thing I like about the smaller things is they cool almost instantaneously. And as you can see, it stops in there and it's not coming out. I wouldn't swear to it that it would hold water like that, but it'd probably drip out, knowing me. But it gives you an idea of what you can do if you try hard enough. You gave me the idea of the wine bottle, and I tried. That's one thing I like to try to do is try to take it one step further than what some people are expecting it to be. Now, let's put that back together and set that down. We're making quite a list here today. We've got the skull, we've got the elephant, we've got the peace signs. Holy cow. The other peace sign. And now we're going to do a cross. The cross is fairly simple. And with that, you know what? I'm going to make it a little more complicated by doing another diacroic thingy. I want to show you guys that, simple ways of taking what you know and stretching it in a different direction. Oh, and the mouse. I'll do the mouse after I do the cross. I just started with Glassworks, so won't want to make dollhouse miniature glass items. Yes, you talk to a person who can make 2 or 3 figurines that could fit on your thumbnail, and that's when I started. And my motto was no job too small. I even put that on every business card that I have. Matter of fact, I'll show you that real quick. I got these just recently. Wouldn't hurt to show off my advertisement. And it's right there in the middle. No job too small. Cool deal. Cool deal. Now, put that back. And let's get to the cross and then the mouse. We're doing good. Now, 1/12 scale is size inch bottle. Okay. Yeah, I never really got into the actual increments, but most of my figurines could fit on a shelf in any dollhouse. That's how tiny. And I make them. I made them so small that people pick them up and go, "Oh, this is so. Where'd it go?" Fall out of their hand. I even did it to where I put them in gin cases at one point, and that worked out real well. I just never went and bought more gym cases to put it in. Stupid me. Okay, the cross isn't going to be very, very big, but I've got to find what I'm looking for. 16 pieces of glass to use, dichroic pieces of glass to use, and you think I could find the one I want. This one will do. Okay, first of all, we're going to take a little bit less time. I'm going to actually add the 5 liter per minute oxygen concentrator on top of what I've got. This will melt it a little faster and a little bit quicker. Um, yeah, miniatures have always been my favorite, mainly because you can make so many smaller things. You could sit there and make and glob a lot of glass together and make one big piece and use up all your oxygen, or make 20 or 30 smaller pieces and still have a lot of oxygen left. That was because I was so conservative with my materials. Um, but now that I have an oxygen concentrator, and I don't have to worry about conserving the oxygen, but I still do. It's out of habit and mindset, I guess you could say. The glass lens in front of my torch is my didymium lens that I look through and see the flame with. And it's also a heat shield, so I don't have to see. I wear regular glasses, and I will show you a picture of myself at the end of the program. I wear regular glasses along with what I do, and so having 4 pairs of glasses to wear kind of kind of defeats the purpose sometimes. I think my graphite's dirty. Let's take it off and try to swipe it because I've got crud, dirt all over it that's showing up in the glass. There we go. Pressing it in, and it's not doing what I want it to do. Okay, what happened to my didymium? I mean my dichroic. Hello. I guess I got to get another chunk. Dang it. Life goes on. Okay, let me tilt that up a little bit further. Oops. No, tilt it down. There we are. But again, that's my didymium lens, and it's also sort of a heat shield, and it works well for me in as big a flame as I use and what I'm focusing on. It works out a whole lot better in the long run. Now I'm pressing out a sort of a Maria in solid glass to make the diachroic cross. I got to get this a little bit bigger. I was having with the bottles. Uh, when did you send the message? Is it recently or is it in here in the chat room? Ace. Okay, here we go. We're gonna heat that up and film side up on the diachroic. Press it in, and there you go. That's the little piece of dichroic. It's gonna come out really, really metallic, shine gold. And I'm gonna take and put I believe when you never around when you want it. I think this is nope. That's the root beer. There's some tuber cobalt in the chat. Looking at item 1/12 the scale, i.e., an Internet Explorer about an inch bottle, etc. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm only encasing or layering the color right over the diachroic. And the reason I do that straight to the edge of the diachroic is so that when the color expands, so will the diachroic. And also, if you need to, you can trim off more of the clear than you don't have to. Let's just put it that way. Okay, roll it around. You're awful quiet, Amber. You still there? Oh, she's in the other room. Isn't that nice of her? Just went down just after you made the skull. I can't scroll back and read all of the chat. I'm sorry, Ace. I've got my hands full at barely enough time to read what's on the screen sometimes. Okay, we're almost to the point of pulling this off. Touch it too. Melt it in. And it looks like a cross, doesn't it? What, you don't think it looks like a cross? Well, be that way, guys. Looks like a cross. Well, I know what I'm going to have to do to it to make it look like a cross, but you're right. It doesn't quite look like a cross quite yet, but it will get there very, very quickly. No problem, mate. How do you make a small vase? You the wine bottle is a good indication of a small vase, but I will do that not on this show, but in a future show, real quick. I will do a whole thing on little vases. How's that sound? Different colors. Uh, it's basically some tubing that you just put together, and you just got to make sure it has a flat bottom that you can use, and flare up the top. And also, it never hurts to put a nice little bead on the top of the vase, mainly because that way it just gives it a little bit more durability on the actual piece. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm going to stretch this just a little bit, and then I'm going to make the cross out of this. I'm trying to get straight to the dichro. Seems I added a little bit more color to the edge than I needed to. But this is working. Almost there. I thought this was turbo cobalt, but I might be wrong. There we go. Oh yeah, it's turbo. Now, not going to be very big, and you're going to love this. You do a nice round disc like I had. I should have done it from the nice round disc, but I didn't. But here we go. Let me kick it down a notch. Oops. Of course, everything happens when you don't want it to. There we go. Kick it down a notch. Okay, first of all, you nip it on the side like this. There's another one. Do it off on this side too. There we go. Now, we'll just stretch these out a little bit. I'm working through a hot head and propane at the moment. Yeah, I can actually, I've got a propane blowtorch, not a hot head, but I got a propane blowtorch. I should probably order a hot head torch. And that way I can show you. But that's the way I first started. I took propane, a blowtorch and soda bottles and started pulling, twisting, stretching. Um, look through some of my old videos, and I'll put it in the descriptions down below later. But I actually took Mountain Dew bottles and and played with that. I actually broke down the Mountain Dew bottles and made figurines out of it. I don't know if you've seen those videos or not, Ace, where I actually do play with soft glass. Okay, now what I did was I stretched out where I cut the top, and that's going to be the top of the cross. And now we're going to stretch out the sides here, like so. Of course, graceful, the stress of what's happening. I'm going to do another video on this too so that you guys can see this from beginning to end a little bit better. For some dumb reason, this one doesn't want to turn out at the moment. And that's one thing about doing a live show sometimes. It does not want to cooperate the way you thought. Sometimes it does. So it works out real well. When you've done it for 14,000 times. Okay. Now, I'm going to stretch this out a little bit further down here. It may not look like a cross, but it's going to before I finish with it. And I will do another show on nothing but crosses. How's that sound? Just to give you guys some ideas. Okay, I'm going to pull that off right about there. Press that for the bottom. Now I'm going to tweeze this a little bit and then flare it out some more. I was trying to do more like a Celtic cross, but again, it's not cooperating the way I want it to. And again, that's because I made it more complicated to myself than I should have too. I'm almost to the point where I'm going to call this one, I wouldn't say quits, but where I've worked it enough. Flatten this out a little bit more in the middle. There we go. Very rustic looking. Now we're going to stretch out just a little bit more on the top, and I'm going to make a loop of bail out of the top here, and then I'm going to get right into it. Oh, you have seen those. That's great, Ace. But I can do a whole show showing what making some hollow stuff with a blowtorch. Do you have a blow hose and swivel? That's the first question I should ask you. That is worth its weight in gold, no matter whether you're doing tiny things or big things with making them hollow. Ace. If you have a blow hose and swivel, you're one step ahead of the game. If you do not have a blow hose and swivel, it's worth $15 to $20 in ordering one and getting one sent to you. It really does make a difference in what you can accomplish. Believe me. I like playing with it until I feel like it's at least showable. Okay. I'm gonna live with that. Actually, pull a little bit off more from the top and a little bit off from the bottom. It is worth its weight in that you can, while it's still in the flame, you can blow, just like you saw me doing. That bottle, it was with a blow hose and swivel. Uh, you can literally, while it's still in the flame, blow a little bit, little puff here and a little tuff there, and make it into the shape that you want it. Instead of, okay, that's not got the better of me, but I'm going to call it quits on that for right now. I'm going to do the mouse, and I'm going to come back to that. Okay, one mouse. I love doing these little mice. My mouse is a little character that I have been doing almost from the get-got. So it's a pretty cool thing. Now, first of all, nice little round ball. And again, the main thing with the blow hose and swivel is the hose blowing with, and as you're spinning, you can see that stays quite constant, and you could spin and spin and spin, and it's airtight. And that way you can, while it's in the flame, you can work the piece a little bit easier and blow a bubble a little easier. And again, you're not out to blow a bubblegum bubble. You're just trying to equalize or better the pressure inside the tubing than you are on the outside. Okay, first of all, let's kick this up a notch. Nice round ball for the body. Actually, I'm going to do it a little bit more elongated. I'm going to change my style slightly. Because mice are a little bit more elongated and not round all the time. Okay. Next. I'm going to add, this is 5 mil that I'm adding to this. This is going to be the head here. And I'm going to basically make sort of a Hershey's Kiss type looking thing. As you can see, I'm pressing it in. And then I'm going to pull it out right like that. And have that Hershey's Kiss look. There we go. That's the nose. Here comes the ear. One ear. Here comes the other ear. And I've got some turbo cobalt that I can do some nice dark blue eyes. And the eyes are fun. You got to sort of touch and pull and let it melt in. But you also got to make sure that you heat up and add the other eye close to, so that they're across from each other, not one forward, not one back. All I can say, people, is practice, practice, practice. Nice work, got to go. Thanks, Crazy, for showing up. I do appreciate you showing up and seeing what I'm up to. I look at yours from time to time, too. Okay, now we got the ears on this guy. And he's looking pretty good, I think. Now, we'll add the front legs. And I'll add some toes to it later. Usually I don't add toes to these guys, but I am changing my styles and things. And this is one of my, I'd have to say right now, this mouse is what I would call the Gestalt mouse. And the reason I call it a gestalt is because everybody's watching and everybody's sort of adding to the flavor of it. Believe it or not, their energies are being flown, uh, added into the mix. Believe and working the glass even more so than what I would normally make it. Okay, now we've got. I'm going to do a couple of toes real quick, just real quick. And I usually put two toes on about everything I do. I should probably put three, but I'm only going to put two. There we go. I know this is getting to be a long show, but you know what? I told you I could do it a little longer tonight compared to last night. Now, this type of leg that I put on the back here is what I call the L-shaped leg because again, once you pull it backward and then heat a little bit and bend it forward, and it makes an L shape. Whoa, who knew, right? It's just a one of my alphabet of shapes that I would call that I draw from time and time again. The L-shaped leg. There we go. Back, heat it up a little bit, and then go forward. Boom. Then I do some toes on this guy. And then I'm going to do a nice curly Q tail like I always do, but with this new mouse, it's almost a new mouse. Okay. There we go. Touch it to his nose to hold on to him by. Switch sides. And now melt the tail. Sorry about that, folks. I know. Yeah, sometimes when you least expect it, it might, if it's overheating, you might want to try to get a vacuum cleaner and put the nozzle on the blow side, or shop back on the, and put the nozzle on the blow side and blow out all the dust. Even if it's a laptop, you can blow air into the intake and then vacuum out from the outtake, and you might just relieve some of the heating aspect of that. I'm not just a glass blower. I'm pretty good with computers too. And the curlicue tail, and there we go. And we got one little mouse. I like this mouse. He's pretty. There we go. Any other requests? And actually, I think I'm going to call it quits for the night, guys. Ace, chat me up on Facebook, and maybe I can help you with some of your problems. Maybe we could go into a Hangouts chat room and do that too. No problem, Beth. I appreciate you the request of the mouse. I'm sorry that it took me a little while to get there, but it's. Oh, let's get back to this guy. I'm going to put a loop on him. There we go. When you heat something that's cold to the bench, don't just put it back in the flame. Do what I'm doing. Wave it in, ease it in. Don't just heat it up because you could stress it out and crack it and it explodes. Okay? You know, I'm going to leave it. Let me see. What can I add to it to make it even better?
Yeah, because I got whole ones. I buy them. I usually
There we
share
go.
one in the morning.
There we go. The little tufts are going to make a difference, and I also am going to edge the angles here a little bit better. I had to stop on this piece for a short time, take a break from it, and then come back to it. There we go. Looking a lot better now. Yay. I never give up on things. I try to make it work. I don't just throw it away.
No, it's not the 11th.
There we go. And now we're going to put a loop on the top and work on the bottom.
Tuesday to Thursday.
Sounds like a plan, Ace.
Yeah.
Loop.
The 13th, 14th are days off. Okay. Check on the bottom.
And down it goes. Seal it up. There we go.
I need to go get that fixed at work.
Now the bottom half. And I won't do too much to it. Just pull it off and flare it out. There we go. Yeah, they're starting up with the big fireworks now. I can hear it go boom, boom, boom. But you're up a little bit further north, so it's still a little light outside, isn't it, Amber? Even in Scotland, I think it's still light out, isn't it? Still could look better, but it's looking better than it was. Tap it. Oops. Fire polish it. And there you go. With that, folks, I think I'm going to call it quits for the night. Thank you for showing up and being part of my show and adding to it as we went. I will have videos of all of that I did do up on Facebook and go from there. I might even I should do is do like a review of all the little videos that I've made of all my glass and put it up there and connections to every single one of them so that you can choose which one you wanted to go to. Thanks for being there. Happy Independence Day to all those Americans out here. Happy 4th of July to those that are in other countries. And thank you for being there. I'm almost at 600 subscribers. Yay! So about another 4 or 5 of them. No, 6 or 7 anyway. And thank you. And I can't believe I'm getting this high, but I can't wait to be at 1,000 plus. And I know it's going to happen. It's just patience, time, and persistence. Now, in the morning here, it's pitch dark. That's right. You're in Scotland. Hello. You're about, yeah, it's got to be 2 in the morning. You're right. Never mind. I'm thinking backwards here. Actually, my daughter is in Michigan, and they're up north, about 900 miles further north than I am. So they might still be a little bit on the light side or getting dark now. Carpe vitro to everybody. And as always, enjoy your day.